All right, well, certainly a disappointing loss, and I thought we played pretty well for 3 quarters. Didn't make a few plays that we could have made in the first half to pull away, but we still were able to build a lead and tried to use the wind in the third quarter to do that. So I was pleased with how that worked out. But obviously we were not very good on defense in the fourth quarter, giving up 3 scoring drives and gave up plays both through the air and on the ground. And then offensively, regardless of who's in at quarterback, we've got to be able to move the ball, and we had some opportunities to do that and didn't get that done, particularly a drop pass there that would have moved the chains and given us a fresh set of downs, and with them being depleted on timeouts at that point in the game. So disappointing loss. Hopefully we'll learn from it. I don't have any easy answers right now. I can't put my finger on why we are struggling to finish games on defense, particularly after playing as well as we did for 3 quarters. I don't have an update on Taquan's lower leg at this point. I can just tell you that he wasn't able to go back in. So his availability for next week, I should have an update for you guys on that on Tuesday.
Do you know how he got hurt? It sort of seemed like he came out maybe a play or 2 or more after he did get hurt.
Yeah, it was one of those quarterback runs that he had, and when we got the ball back after trying to run on it, push off it, throw, he just didn't feel like he could get that done.
Did the changing quarterbacks change at all what you were trying to do or able to do on offense in those last 2 series?
Yes and no. I mean, you put your backup in there, and you're obviously trying to do some things to help him as best as you can. Unfortunately, we didn't run the ball very well. We had been running it pretty well in the third quarter, and couldn't continue to get that done in the fourth, which is also disappointing. One of our goals going into this game was to rush it for 150 and to hold them under 150 rushing, and we didn't quite get that done today. I'm sure a lot of that was fourth quarter yards on both sides. But to Gunner's credit, he battled, and there were a couple throws that we certainly could have stepped up and helped him if we make plays, and just routine plays. So we could have helped in the first half too if we would have made a few routine plays.
And for Gunner to move the team down the field under those extreme circumstances, a couple inches here and there, and you might be having a whole different discussion here.
Well, it was a good first drive, and to get a field goal out of it, and to take advantage of having the win there, and for Jack to bang that field goal at the start of the fourth quarter, that was all really good stuff. But this is we're at where we're at. It's a very, very disappointing loss. So we need to stick together here and learn from it. And there's going to be a lot of good things, a lot of positive things on the video, but right now, obviously, it just stings.
This may be easier to answer after you do watch the film. How do you kind of evaluate a performance where 3 quarters, more than half of the game, you play well enough to win, but then 1 quarter of the game goes in the opposite direction?
Yeah, if you're going to look at play-by-play, and you're going to see a lot of good things, you're going to see some things that we didn't do to pull away when we could have, some of the drops in the first half and so forth. But the bottom line is, this game is about coming together and digging deep and finding a way to get it done when it's on the line. And we certainly did not do that as a team today. We didn't do that as a defense today. That's something that we pride ourselves on as a defense. So there's no other way to sugarcoat it. It's incredibly disappointing. But I think we have good people in that locker room, and they have a lot of pride in what they do, and pride in this program, and hopefully they can learn from this. It's a tough out of conference loss. and we'll see if we can do a little better next week.
Did they do anything with the two quarterbacks they used? Were they using one any differently than the other? It seemed like Kilcrease
yeah, it was
running a little more, but
yes.
I think that was very effective, or maybe
He did run it more than the other guy. We did expect that we could see both, but I don't think anything was that significantly different. We gave up some scrambles for some yards. We lost an edge on that touchdown, which was disappointing. They running the quarterback is part of what they do and part of what we have to defend, and we did it relatively well in the first 3 quarters.
Was it a case of them going into their 2-minute offense in the final quarter and changing anything about the?
I mean, they had to go faster, but that shouldn't matter. You got to get lined up and play. Like I said, I thought there were some times that we were probably should have been a little bit more aggressive at corner, but we'll have to go back and watch some of that stuff tomorrow.
you were able to pressure them. I think 6 of your sacks came in the first half. And I think the 7th one didn't come till real late. Was there anything in their protection that changed, or why was your first half on defense so much successful than the second half?
You know what? I don't think anything was significantly different, other than, again, we got to find a way to finish. Guys got to step up and make plays with the game on the line, on the D line. When we're bringing pressure, and certainly on offense. So, whether we're talking about the pass rush finishing or getting the ball on the ground defensively in the fourth quarter, or making some plays on offense, I think a lot of that stuff just comes down to getting it done. Your best players stepping up and making plays with the game on the line, and we didn't get that done today.
Coach, I'm sure you'll be thinking of a lot of things when you try to go to sleep tonight. One of them may be that you had some chances to do something in the first half to build a bigger lead. And
No question.
Just couldn't do it.
No question. 100%. 100%. It doesn't. Sometimes this game doesn't require anything extraordinary. It's just about making the plays that come to you, and whether it's the first half or that drop we had on 3rd and medium late in the game, you just got to make the plays that come to you. All right, guys, thank you. Hopefully we'll have some better days to talk in here.
Greg, just kind of asking in general, how do you feel about the way that game went for you guys in the fourth quarter? What was a move around the scene coming out of that game?
You shouldn't be disappointed. We need to do a better job finishing. It's just about it.
Defensively, what do you think changed? Shut them out and kept them pretty much in check for 3 quarters. What changed in that fourth quarter for you guys on that side of the ball?
We need to execute. We need to get off the field on 3rd and 4th downs. That's really all it is.
Any difference in the strengths of the 2 quarterbacks that we're using? It seemed like Tin was, they were a little more successful with him, but were y'all expecting them to use 2 quarterbacks, and anything that stood out between those 2 guys?
We knew there was a possibility to see 15 a little bit. We definitely prepared more so for 10, but nevertheless, it's not really anything on their part. Kudos to them. That was a great comeback and all, but we need to do a better job of executing, and there wouldn't even be any chance with that.
Gunnar, is it just an odd feeling when the first stringer goes down like this, and it's like you're up next? I know you have to be mentally prepared for it, but it's almost like throwing a switch, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be ready. You prepare all week to be ready whenever the time comes, and I got to make the most of that when I get that opportunity.
How was that final drive for you? Do you think y'all maybe kind of ran out of time? Do you think y'all could have been more successful a little more time? I think that was the best y'all moved the ball in a few drives.
Yeah, I think that obviously the goal there is to score. You want to win the game. You want to close the game out. We didn't get that done, and if we get that opportunity again, we're going to be there. We're going to get that done.
Gunnar, have you had to do that many times in your career at different levels, kind of come off the bench in a game that was still in question like that? Or I assume you started a lot of games.
Yeah, it hasn't really happened to me. No, not much.
First time.
Yeah.
Henderson, how would you assess? I know y'all wanted to run the ball, I guess, better than y'all did, but what was clicking when it was, and I guess anything you can see from their defense that maybe slowed y'all down a little more than you thought?
I mean, I feel like it was definitely just execution on our part. So, I mean, it wasn't anything different that we saw that we didn't see in the film in the last week. So, I feel like it was definitely just execution on our part.
Do you feel you'll let a few chances get past you without scoring in the second quarter? And you know, it felt like the game was more than 7-0, but it wasn't at halftime. You know, another score or two right there would have really changed the whole game. You feel like, you know, you left some opportunities available?
Oh, yeah, we definitely left some opportunities late in the fourth quarter when we had the ball in our possession, but we didn't execute, so that's what it is.
Red, why do you think y'all were able to pressure them, especially the quarterback? Early on in the first half, y'all did a really good job. Did they bring extra protections later in the game? Or why do you think y'all were able to get 6 sacks in the first half versus the 1 in the second?
We'll have to analyze that and get a real answer back to you later. Don't really understand it right now.
But did y'all think y'all can get to the quarterback as well as y'all did going into this game? Is that something pass rushing y'all thought could be a strength today?
Absolutely. Anybody on our schedule, we believe we can get after their quarterback that way, as long as we execute and do our job the way that we're supposed to. And we didn't do that in the second half.
Anything about their fourth quarter drives that were they doing anything that y'all didn't see before? Why in the fourth quarter was it when their offense was able to wake up?
I feel like they just executed and we didn't, both on offense and defense. So
Same thing.
wasn't anything new that we didn't see. We just didn't execute.
LJ and Red, or either one of you guys, how do you kind of respond to this and avoid letting it linger into next week and bounce back from this fourth quarter into the games you have now?
I think it's key that we feel this and understand how much it hurts and how disappointing it is, so that we can carry that with us in a way to prepare next week. Nevertheless, once Monday hits, once tomorrow hits, wash our hands with it and prepare every single day like it's a MAC championship. It's never, yes, it's very, very disappointing. Nevertheless, we have 8 more games on our schedule, and we can win every single one of them if we play our best every single game, every single quarter, every single play. And we didn't do that for that last quarter, and that's the result.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.